Welcome, YouTube. Today we're going to be doing the Engoodening of No Man's Sky by the internet historian. Now, I have heard of this story. I don't know all the details, but I've had heard of this story. And let me just say, it is quite a redemption. And I have not seen this video, and I want to get into it to see what details we missed on the redemption of the game known as No Man's Sky. So let me say my intro. Thank you very much for pressing the video. Today we're gonna be covering this. I do record this all live on Twitch, so if you want to be here in my recordings and be here on YouTube like my chat is right now, I mean on Twitch live with me and recorded for YouTube like my chat is right now, you know, follow me on Twitch, helps out a lot. Besides that, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It helps so much more, and it helps me put out more of this stuff. So, you know, without further ado, let's get right into this. Also, thank you for the bits. Appreciate the
game
bits.
Everyone loves.
Scientists are racing to unlock the secrets of the cosmos. Questions we once thought impossible to answer are within our grasp. Where does the sun go at night?
Is math related to science?
What do you mean?
If the universe is so big, then why won't it fight me? As we look further into the universe, we see light from distant stars, eons old, perhaps hundreds, even thousands of miles away. Hold on, can I get a zoom in on that?
You bet I can. This is one of the world's most powerful telescopes. Initiating 6 times.
Okay, easy. The sun go to sleep at night. The sun goes to sleep at night. Yeah,
Zoom.
that's where he goes. He calls it a
Can this
day.
baby do 7?
I can do you one better. Maneuvering to 8 times zoom.
Oh damn.
Pressure rising, holding steady. I can see it. Unblur.
It won't hold.
Get me 8.5 times.
You're a madman.
What is
Upscale it to
this?
4K.
The helium tanks will go critical.
Opening the blinds. Hold her steady. Uncropping and increasing aspect ratio.
Oh
Now,
no, what
punch
are
it.
we looking at?
There it is. Life on another world.
What is this?
And to think, we owe it all to one indie development studio. Hello Games.
Oh my god, I don't care. We'll cover you in a minute.
Let's start at the beginning.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
Okay, stop. You're
Okay, the year is
crazy.
2009. Guildford, England.
Okay.
There's a man named Sean Murray.
All right.
And he's just founded a company called Hello Games.
Tell us more about Sean.
Sean and the boys are working hard on a brand new IP called Joe Danger. 2010 AD. The game just came out. It's a success. They're a small team, but they are ambitious.
Okay.
Let's do something bigger, said Sean.
All right.
Let's reach for the stars.
Corny.
How about Joe Danger 2? Brilliant. It's 2012. Joe Danger 2 has just come out. But that one doesn't perform as well. We need to do something even bigger than Joe Danger 2. Joe Danger 3?
Oh my god.
No. Even more out of this world. Something no man has done before.
Oh my god.
Joe Danger the mobile game? Yes! And that came out in 2014. Seriously, guys, biggest thing you can think of. I'm just a stock image, dude. Why don't you think of something? Sean pondered for a moment,
True million.
then turned and looked wistfully into the mirror. Reflected back was the visage of Neil deGrasse Tyson.
If you're going to make a
Oh my
space game,
God.
first person, it's never been done before. How about that? I'm going up in orbit to repair the Hubble telescope. So that's not a knife. Who are you going to have sex with? How much microwave is coursing through your body now?
Planet.
You're gonna have sex with
Said
the
Murray.
crazy statement.
Space game. Procedural generation planet. Okay, that sounds good. Yes, we all agree. So they set to work, cobbled together a prototype, and by VGX 2013, they are ready to announce another new IP.
No Man's Sky.
Check it out.
Check it out.
No man was ready for that sky in the beginning, I'll tell you that.
Oh, this is special. Oh my gosh! This is special. Yes. No!
God, he looks so good for it, even then.
It's 2014, and it's E3
No Man's
time.
Sky is this North Korean's
No Man's Sky has promised to be a game like no other.
Nah.
A practically
viable.
boundless experience, vibrant with life and color and things to explore. What's over there? You'll have to be the one to discover it. And then, wow, look at that big f***ing dinosaur, holy shit. And a moment later, we're in space, having a battle amongst a giant fleet. Claim a planet as your own. Explore the galaxy with your friends.
Okay, that's it. This is going to be the best game ever, you guys. It even won awards for its hype. And it will release in June 2016.
No. Yeah.
The hype train was officially loading up and ready to chug out of the station. At every stop of the journey, there would be press junkets talking about the amazing scale of the game. Spread across 18 quintillion planets.
God.
It's so vast that by the time you finish exploring it all, I would have 2 new videos published. Sean himself was doing the interviews. Because who is better to talk about the game than the lead guy himself? He went from interview to interview, and with each question, the answers he gave raised people's expectations of the game's scope.
He
You
was
land on a
making
comet.
too
Yeah,
high.
at the moment you can land on asteroids.
You could encounter other players.
Can you grief other players?
A little bit.
They're literally building your own like massively multiplayer world that's procedurally generated.
Sand planets like in June. Rivers. Walking sentinels.
Hey.
So
You could do it
sophisticated
now,
that
though,
light
at least.
diffracts through the atoms. They had to redevelop the whole periodic table to make it work.
What?
Even Elon Musk was hyped for it.
Can't believe this
years
game
go by.
made Sky
It's
real.
early 2016,
It made the Sky real.
and that hype train is really moving now. Perhaps one of the biggest in video game history. Reddit was shoveling most of the gamer fuel. Skeptics and naysayers are treated as ballast and thrown from the carriage doors. Pre-orders open, and they are doing very well. The date is booked in. Some are even taking the day off work.
Oh
so
my
much
God.
hype there is that... Uh-oh. Jason Schreier of the soon-to-be-defunct Kotaku is about to spoil the party. He announces a delay. From June 2016 to August.
Oh my god.
Liar, the incensed audience cries. Please be quiet, they said. And death threats too. But he was 100% right. A week later, the delay is officially announced. Ooh, sorry lads, we need more polish, said Sean in his usual accent. To that, Sean received some death threats too, by the way, although he didn't take them as seriously or go to the police. Yet.
Sometimes
Oh no.
foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
But the impatient crowd relaxed a bit and said, fine, we will wait. But we expect a level of polish no man has ever seen. Speaking of waiting,
Oh my god.
Shadow Man here. Have you heard of Raidy Shady? My wife died in a plane crash. Hey, let's get serious for a moment. Raid isn't just a game with 15 million downloads in the last 6 months. It's a lifestyle. Think differently. Play Raid differently. Achieve your dreams. I'm sorry, sir. You've contracted Raids. That's
Oh
good.
my god, no.
Congratulations, it's Gorgorub of the Undead Horde.
My life.
You
It
just collected
is.
one of over 400 champions. Why, hello there. Have you heard about the online RPG PvP? It's extremely well reviewed on the Play
Okay.
Store.
Why you change? You gotta crash.
Oh, you remind me of my wife. Raid is more than just a game.
You
It's a
killed
reassuring
somebody.
pat on the back from your dad. It's a warm bowl of soup on a cold night. It's one last dance at your wife's funeral. If you haven't played in the arena yet, I'm gonna break into your house. You're all getting raid for Christmas, kids. Yay! And if you download now, kids, using the link in the
That's just when a
description
mobile
below,
raid
you
happened.
can get an extra 50k silver and an epic champion. Wow, you're the best dad ever. Wait, Mum's dead?
Raid Shadow Legends.
That's how you find out your mom's dead through a raid.
So let's talk about the team in charge of all that polishing. It's small.
Sponsorship.
Tiny. In fact, I haven't been able to find a smaller team behind a AAA release. All of these expectations are on the shoulders of just 6 people, expanding to a team of 15 by the end of production.
Oh god.
July. It's just a couple of weeks until the release date. Whatever the state of the game by now, however much it's finished, that's what's going out. The Hello Games team celebrates with this iconic image.
The quintessential soy face.
They're exhausted. Look at what video game production does to a man.
God, what's wrong with your face?
Nonetheless, they continue, working on the day 1 patch, and... uh-oh. Sean, if your game isn't coming out for another 2 weeks, then why is there a box copy on eBay? That's right, it's a leak. Someone broke the embargo and is selling early access to the highest bidder. And the bids start rolling in. It reaches $1,300 US, sold to some guy with the Reddit handle Damien. He gets his hands on it and starts uploading footage to YouTube and Dailymotion. What the frick? Said Sean and Sony. Damien finished it a lot quicker than expected, but he gave it a decent review.
There are things I don't like, there are things I like, but at the end of the day, when I say to myself, what is this game supposed to be? This, what I'm looking at right here, this is what the game is supposed to be.
He noted a few problems, but said he was optimistic that they would be ironed out with the day 1 patch.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube, and YouTube Music Premium.
Oh, stop it. They weren't exactly patched, but trust me,
Sean,
they redeemed themselves. They
Some
redeemed
retailers broke
themselves.
the official release.
eBay has everything.
Journalists too, and they started streaming playthroughs of the game. What the? Sony tried to DMCA all these videos, but their aim was terrible.
Round of applause, everyone. We've officially become No Man's censored by Sony.
Our news story from earlier this week about No Man's Sky leaks has been hit with a copyright strike on YouTube.
They went bumbling around from platform to platform, just taking down any video that even talked about the leak or showed the trailer footage. But it was too late. The footage had people talking more skeptically about the game. Especially because there were no early review copies.
That's bad.
And it was looking like the weight of all these expectations had
gonna
become
break
too
the
much.
table.
And the whole thing was about to give. Oh no. It's August. Everyone's here. We've all bought the game and we're fucking hyped. Here we go, lads.
The bug day. Let's see this.
Oh dear lord, it isn't finished. Hello, Sean. It is me, the auditor of games. I used to work at an astronomy lab. Don't worry about that. It seems like you've made a lot of promises. Promises that you have not kept. Let's go through the checklist. Have you got any large-scale joinable space battles?
Nope.
Nobody would want that.
Ringed planets?
No. No.
Fine. Well, at least let me play as a trader.
Some may call this junk. Me, I call them...
No.
Those sand planets from June look nice. Think I might... Please, Sean, there must be rivers.
No, it's not.
Animals interact with each other in the environment?
No.
Packs of walking sentinels, Sean.
No.
I'm literally crying right now. Should I even ask whether I can play as a space pirate?
No. Nah, you're being dramatic as fuck.
No.
Factions with different attributes.
You picked the wrong house, fool!
Fly between star systems manually.
But nobody's actually done it yet.
If I can maneuver like in the trailer, I'll still be happy.
No.
Well, day-night cycles determined by the orbit of the sun.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Land on an asteroid, radio chat, and name your ship, hacking, portals, all that stuff about the elements, Sean.
No.
This is not good, Sean. This is very
so
not
many
good.
promises
And
broken.
ironically, the only bugs this game doesn't have are the butterflies in the demo.
Buried buildings, aggressive emojis, tractor beam malfunctions, animal husbandry, oil slick
Oh,
world,
God.
raining grass, retarded animals doing retarded things. Ship's interiors disappear, first-person mode as a gun. That's not how flying works. That's my only means of transportation, leaving the planet. Take off. Really take off. Holes in the map. Holes in my graphics card. Whole lot of nothing from down here. Textures bugging out, animals bugging out. Animals breakdancing. Look at these busy hands. Hello there. And a couple of unrequested ejector seats.
Launching in orbit. Mach fuck.
Okay, that's a lot of stuff.
Yes,
I get
it
the
is.
picture.
Yep.
No, wait. Poor graphics rendering. Some can't even start the game. Frame rate issues, constant crashes. Major publications are having trouble playing the game on their machines. Even the best 1080 Ti's are stuttering. Alt-tabbing? That's a guaranteed crash. Desktop notifications?
No, I
That's
hate
a...
when alt-tabbing gets you that. It's just, having a bad day at work. Oof. Well, hope it gets better. If not, hope I could, I don't know, make you laugh. I don't know. I'm not a positive affirmations kind of guy. I'm sorry.
Crash. Playing the game. That's a crash. Changing options in the game without restarting.
That's a crash.
Get this.
Oh,
and if you got the
fuck.
pre-order
Oh,
version with the bonus spaceship, you might have a problem. Your special ship already comes with a hyperdrive inside it. Great, right? No, because you have to craft it in order to finish the tutorial missions. And if you haven't finished the tutorial missions, you can't leave the star system. So whoops, until they patch it, you're stranded.
That's why I give my kids
No Man's Sky.
that fool.
House fire, building fire, sun fire, star fire.
Ah, my ship's in bits! Okay, thank you.
Just a quick note about how high expectations were for this game, and just how many people bought it on release, myself included. Over 750,000 purchases on Steam at launch. It's the single best-selling game on the PlayStation Store.
Alright, so big. Alright, hold up. I gotta grab something real quick. And I'm back. And I got food. I got food, chat. I got food. I have to cut this out of the recording. But I got food, chat. I got the yum-yums. Let's get back into it.
That month. And the large proportion of people who bought it in the hopes of playing with their friends,
right,
well,
and then
you're in for a surprise. This one is a literal game changer.
Is it even possible to meet up with your friends in No Man's Sky? The answer is absolutely yes, it's possible.
On multiple occasions, Sean said it was definitely in the game.
Will you be able to play with your friends?
Yeah.
Turned out it was a lie.
Can you run into other people, other players on the game?
Yes.
But then just before the release, Sean posted this cryptic tweet.
To be super clear, No Man's Sky is not a multiplayer game. Please don't go in looking for that experience.
Oh, what? So there's no multiplayer function. But then the next line contradicts that.
Because the chances of two players ever crossing paths in a universe this big is pretty much zero.
Oh, so it is multiplayer. You just have to overcome this finding each other hurdle.
Okay.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Right.
Yeah!
Right?
No.
No, it's more confusing than that. Because the box doesn't mention online playing, just network features. And the collector's edition had its online play icon stickered over. So customers are going, which one is it, Sean? Just tell us if it has multiplayer or it doesn't have multiplayer. Sean wouldn't give any answers. But after hundreds of thousands of purchases, people soon took it upon themselves to find out. Despite the claims that it would be so improbable.
Chances that are incredibly rare, just because of the size and vulnerability.
On the very first day, two people noticed they were only 4 star systems from one another, and they met up on the same planet in a live stream. Oh dear.
A black pillar.
Our streams are exactly lined up. If you
Oh,
look at my stream,
no.
we're looking at the exact same area right now.
No.
Yep, that's the same spot. And they can't see each other.
I'm alone!
That settles it. It's not multiplayer because it's so big. It's not multiplayer
Because it lies.
because it's just not fucking multiplayer. And this led to quite a revolt. What did Sean have to say about all this?
So amazing, two people found each other on the first day.
That has blown my mind.
So why can't we see other players in game?
Wow, so many of you playing.
Yeah, Sean, but what?
Truly amazing. My mind is blown.
So what's the game actually like then?
Is it any good? That is a difficult thing to say.
Well, it certainly is stylish and pretty, and there are a lot of places to explore. But that doesn't mean there's much to find.
Yep.
In fact, the game boils down to a very simple loop. Hold down the trigger to pick up resources, deal with a full inventory, get an upgrade, leave the planet, go to another planet. Hold down the trigger, deal with a full inventory, get an upgrade, leave the planet, go to another planet. Hold down the trigger, deal with a full inventory, leave the planet, go to another planet, deal with a full inventory, get an upgrade, leave the planet, go to another planet. That's it. $60, ladies and gentlemen.
Refuel your multi-tool, refuel your life support, refuel a separate part of your multi-tool that shoots bullets instead of the mining beam, refuel your launch thrusters. It's busy work that makes it look like you have something to do. It's not real.
How dare you?
What followed was one of the most dramatic crashes in player numbers in gaming
Don't worry,
history.
they save it.
Sales in the UK fell by 81%
You gotta
in
remember,
the second week.
this is a
Concurrent
redemption
players
story.
on Steam dropped from 212,000 in August to just over 2,000 by September and fewer than 1,000 by October.
And what followed that was perhaps the biggest pylon in gaming history. Reviewers on YouTube panned the game.
Oh, for fuck's sake! You done fucked it up!
I had no hype, and I can tell you that, even without that disappointment, this game is hot garbage.
Has anyone coined Sean Mourinho yet?
Numerous times within the first 2 hours of the game, I kept saying, this is it, fuck this shit.
Reviewers in the media were almost as harsh.
Devastating realization that most of the crafting,
It's
combat, and other
game on
activities you do
Roblox.
on and between those
Yeah.
planets ranges between bemusing and outright bad.
The criticism was deafening. And a lot of it really funny and creative. Krobycat made a video that captured the sentiment of that day, and if you haven't seen it yet, you're missing out.
So people are furious. The game is boring, and soon people discover that complaining about the game is actually more fun than playing it.
Wait, I'm now 3.5 hours into the tutorial pretty much.
So they started complaining about it like they were grinding for an achievement.
This sucks. Fucking Minecraft in space!
Many people made compilations of all the unfulfilled promises. One guy on the subreddit compiled a big list of all the missing features. Front page. Got a defense for No Man's Sky? Enjoy your downvote. In fact, the entire No Man's Sky subreddit was in such disarray it had to be locked.
Damn.
So by the end of the month, Metacritic was like scrolling through a bowl of Cheerios. By October, it was one of the worst rated games on Steam, with an aggregate of mostly negative from more than 70,000 reviews. The outrage at the game was headline news for weeks on dozens of games news publications, and the price on eBay and Amazon and secondhand at GameStop was crashing through the floor. Please, no more. But the beatings had only just begun. The demo planet was data mined and found to be, of course, totally scripted and not randomly generated at all.
I've just got to pick one of these at random. If anything horrible goes wrong, just keep in mind that I've not been here before.
It wasn't some level that we built or something like that, even though I think it looks quite nice in places.
People watching this would wonder why you're showing this area again. Like, what's so special about demoing the game on this planet?
Oh, no, it's just a place that looks nice.
No, bad Murray.
I could have ended the demo with some, pre-scripted crazy thing that would happen. You know what I mean? The normal thing of like, and then a monster emerges from behind the mountains,
Man is lying through his teeth.
People see what's going on with the game and feel lied to. This is false advertising, they say, and
Yep.
angry customers start scoping out a lawsuit. On September 28th, the ASA busts through the door and goes, "Yep, too many complaints. We're going to investigate." But then soon after, the ASA cleared them of any legal wrongdoing. Technically, the only thing they're interested in is what's on the back of the box, what's on the store page, and what's on the Steam page. So it's technically not false advertising. But of course, technically not illegal doesn't mean much to an angry audience.
Yep.
October 28th, Hello Games Twitter is hacked.
The
hacker
mob.
posts, "No Man's Sky
The mob
was a
wants
mistake,"
the blood.
and is shitting on the game in the replies. Turns out Sean didn't use two-factor authentication on his LinkedIn, and that's how they got in. They also sent discrediting emails to journalists, which they knew would rile people up if published. Some people even show up to their offices to take photos and knock
that's
on the
crazy.
door,
No, that's
even
creepy.
at night and on the weekend.
No,
They
no,
posted
come on
empty
now.
pictures of the office, so naturally out of context, this started rumors that Hello Games simply took the money and ran. This in addition to numerous bomb and death threats during that period. Those ones Sean did have to take seriously.
Regular intervention from police and Scotland Yard and things like that.
And while Sony didn't quite throw them under the bus, it was more like a gentle push under a minivan when Sony President
my God.
Shohei Yoshida admitted that Hello Games did not have a great PR strategy for No Man's Sky. The press took the ball with that one and ran. But despite all of this,
Yeah, here it is.
all of the negative press, they were actually nominated for a couple of awards. But by this point, Murray and the other members of Hello Games were so downtrodden and so sure they weren't going to win that they opted to go elsewhere for dinner.
And the Innovation Award goes to No Man's Sky.
They didn't even show up.
Oh, bro. This lovely trophy going once.
Whoops.
I'm going to accept this on the behalf of Hello Games, and congratulations to them. And
It's
I'm gonna
so
walk off stage like I
bad.
planned that whole thing.
No, they
By this
didn't even
point,
show
you've got to
up.
feel just a little bit sorry for them. And then what followed that was the final straw for many. No particular incident, but a lack of incidents. Silence. Over 3 months of not a damn word from No Man's Sky.
Hey, this is the best 3 months of silence we
Where
got,
are
though.
they? Where is my refund? Where is Murray? Shouted into the void. The game was over. And it was dead.
No, it's not. They're gonna revive it like a corpse, like a necromancer from the dead. Oh my God! Stop it! No.
You're watching a toothbrush play Billie Eilish.
I don't care. All right, here we go. Here it is. Let's go. Rewind time.
The year is 2000 AD.
Oh my God.
Sean has just graduated from university and is headed into the big wide world.
He rises up the ranks at a number of studios, eventually working as a technical lead for Black and technical director for Burnout 3. When Burnout's developer is bought by EA, he is in his late 20s. And he and 3 of his buddies decide to leave and start their own studio.
Alright. I'm starting
Hello
this now.
Games.
I think I was lagging. I'm writing this and I'm lagging now.
This was a risky venture.
Damn, bro.
So we'd done this incredibly foolish thing of like quitting our jobs, and then we had to sit down and try and decide what the game was going to be.
Together they create their first title, Joe Danger.
They work on this game day and night.
In fact, even once they were arrested in their own office because the police thought they were there to rob the place, because who would be working at 11 PM on a Sunday night? But they had to work that hard. Like any startup, it was a huge financial and professional risk. They had no income. They were working in a tiny room above an old tile shop, living off savings. And to keep the project running, Sean even sold his house.
Damn!
So we made a really tough and probably at the time seemed really foolish decision.
I feel bad.
It's kind of almost embarrassing for me to talk about. I sold my house and just basically went all in and funded what we were doing, which is not something I would recommend anyone else do.
But by June 8th, 2010...
I feel bad. I forgot about that.
It's good. and they could breathe a sigh of relief because on the very first day it hit the PlayStation Store, they made their money back. 2 years later, Joe Danger 2 was released. It was not the commercial success they had hoped for, and they didn't want to just keep pumping out sequels. That was a trap big players in the industry had fallen into. In his spare time, Sean started working on a prototype for a procedurally generated game. They took another gamble and scrambled to get a trailer out in time to present at VGX 2013. So the project is official now, and the pressure is on. Around this time, Sean is also looking to start a family. Concurrent to all this development, he would go on to have 3 kids, so the weight of responsibility is really piling on. But their hard work will pay off, as they're finally going to have a chance for some R&R around Christmas.
Okay.
They woke up to find their homes flooded, their cars submerged, and their plans for Christmas Day very much ruined.
Bad news. Rain. Rain and flooding in the south of England, right around the Hello Games office. They are completely inundated and they return from their holidays to find laptops floating around at waist height. But some good news, they hadn't lost any data. So they pull together. Soldier on. Development continues. So there they are, working in a damp office, and then ding dong. Ooh, who's at the door? It's Danish mathematician Dr. Johan Gerlis. He's seen the game, and he says, "They are using my super formula," in perfect English, and there is a potential for a lawsuit. Sean says they didn't, and he can prove it. So they have a meeting, and the claim is eventually dropped. Lawsuit evaded. So back to work, guys. Ding dong.
Oh no.
It's Sky Television. They've seen the game.
You are infringing on our Sky trademark,
they said in perfect text-to-speech. They had succeeded in getting Microsoft to change SkyDrive to OneDrive, and they were about to give gamers No Man's 1 under threat of lawsuit. But this lawsuit didn't just go away. The threat loomed over them for the next 3 years.
Wow.
Right up until the month before release.
Of course.
So they get back to work and ding dong.
What is it
It's
now?
Sony, with some good news for once.
Okay, thank God.
We like a game, kid. We want to feature it front and center and make you a big star. This could mean millions of dollars in additional revenue. They said, yeah. But along with it, a lot of press for this game would need to be done. Being a small team, they didn't have anyone for PR. They had their designers, they had their developers, and that was about it. So it's up to Murray. Sean's in his early 30s now. Not super young, but relatively young, and inexperienced for this type of media circuit. This deal with Sony put extra pressure on them. It set deadlines. It's not that it's Sony's fault, but they're locked in now with much less flexibility. So when May rolls around, and they have no option but to delay, even if they wanted to ask for an extra 6 to 12 months of development, which they really need, it's probably too much to ask for. So they extend from late June to August. Only 6 weeks. From here, you can predict what's going to happen to multiplayer and a bunch of other promised features. So here's how the hype happened. Scope of game.
It
Time.
really sets you. The other thing was like, damn bro, we had a really bad main antagonist in every movie we've said backstory. I know. He was getting too much hype, and they didn't really know how to handle it. And like how many
And here's
threats
the line which
and
shows the
everything,
reality of
and
development.
like problems.
Progress is steady and ends in August 2016. Now here is the line of player expectations. It should start out here and follow along the purple, but the overhyping trailer comes out and puts us way up here.
This is special.
In this trailer, it features a bunch of things that Hello Games thinks they're capable of having in the game by 2016. That's the first big mistake. Then it's announced for PlayStation and it costs $60 and there's a collector's edition. Second, even bigger mistake. That puts us all the way up here. And I think this is the main problem, because price tags set expectations. For a $60 game, this was seriously barren and disappointing. Now, if they had put it out for $20 as an indie game or an alpha, no problem. But when they gave it the AAA treatment, people rightfully aligned their expectations with other games in that category.
That is the main reason customers'
Let's not put Cyberpunk in there. Considering I was considering what happened there. Let's not put Cyberpunk there.
were so skewed. Then Murray went to interviews, exacerbating
I know it's
the
good
problem.
now, but
Every time he mentioned a feature in the game, even in passing, fans set their expectations to AAA heights for that feature. Now, some people think the interviews are the main problem. In my humble opinion, not so much. Most people never saw these interviews. It's not that rickety 12-foot ladder Sean's standing on that's the main problem. It's the 900-foot building he's perched it on in the first place. So the obvious solution here would be an official statement. Hey guys, look, don't expect a 10 out of 10. Expect more of a 5 out of 10. No, the publisher just sank an enormous investment of marketing and opportunity into the game.
What's wrong with you?
And that would be a huge middle finger to them. The publisher isn't going to make you hype the shit out of your game, but you can't talk it down either. So, he's kind of stuck up there. In some ways, during the interview, he tries to temper expectations, but it's limited.
Can you build a space station?
No.
But let's not gloss over the interviews. Sean is a technical guy. He's a developer. He's also the introverted type. And the big lights and the stuff on camera does not come naturally to him.
Is it super nerve-wracking to talk on stage at E3?
Yes. Yes, definitely. I personally find going on stage at E3 like the hardest thing I've ever done. That's something that I would have had in a nightmare before. You know what I mean? It's
literally the hardest thing you've ever done?
Yeah,
this poor man.
He stepped up and took interviews for his game from 2013 to 2016. And the main thing people wanted to hear about were the features.
Can you have more than... So every planet, will there be wormholes?
Right.
At what point
Do you get points or anything?
From these interviews, people took Sean to be a liar, a Peter Molyneux or a chess club member out to sell his game at whatever reputation.
And was just trying to get by.
But I think the truth is more complicated than that. Sean and the team are indie developers working on a new IP. Their project and plans are constantly in flux. They have no idea how large chunks of the game are going to look, especially not a couple of years out from release. And crucially, Sean doesn't understand that something mentioned in 2013, even said in passing, is going to be seen as a promise in the year 2016, even if by then you've decided to cut it from the game. For example, orbiting around the sun.
Day has turned it out because the planet has actually rotated on its axis.
This originally was in the game, but it caused the player too much confusion. It kept being reported as a bug in the beta, as people left the planet and then returned to find everything different. But nonetheless, into the lying compilation it goes.
Right,
So while they're still essentially formulating the game, the media all want a piece of Sean and to report on features first. Conversely, Sean thinks the reporters might help him to temper down things by emphasizing that Hello Games is an indie studio. But that is not how journalism is done. This is how journalism is done.
Can you customize the look of your character?
Sort of.
Full customization confirmed in No Man's Sky.
Ah, yeah, my God. Great. Now I hate... No, it's how they work. It's how they work. I'm not gonna complain about it. What are you doing in your chamber? You're nerfed. You can't even teleport like your original trailer. Go away.
Particles that would diffract light at just the right wavelength.
Who the fuck told you? The press kind of operates downstream from the community because things are click-driven as to what stories you get served and things like that. But a rumor would surface from Reddit straight to the front page.
There's all this hype, and the project has increased in scope dramatically and keeps increasing as the months go by until a point. They are close to the deadline and have to delay, and the reality of what they can achieve in the little time remaining is staring them in the face. They know they're not going to be putting out a finished game. They're worried. There's nothing more they can do. And the fear that they will disappoint the audience is growing.
And then it got leaked. And then it got leaked.
I worry about, like, disappointing people.
Upon release, all of these clips are seen as proof that Sean is a liar. And what doesn't help is his body language. I mean,
kind of the body language of someone who was lying. And this is why I mentioned he's an introvert. Remember, he's a technical lead. Actually, a really good one. But not a salesman. Cut him just a little bit of slack, because this is simply how he talks.
Wow.
Here are some
internet historian coming in with a sympathy build here. I feel bad for him. So far, good writing on him.
innocuous questions, and he answers them honestly.
Lead producers on No Man's Sky?
Yeah, I guess I'm a developer on it. I suppose the creator or something like that.
No, I really like making games. I don't necessarily love talking about making games.
I think you did a good job,
even though you guys are very nice.
Mate, seriously.
Same body language. And Jesus Christ, they have him up on stage and in front of cameras and bright lights and on the goddamn Colbert Report. Try keeping your nerve on that. Nonetheless, free of that context, the clips have him cemented in the community as a liar.
Alright,
the graph
back to
plays
the
out
thing.
right to release. And that graph, it's actually a track. And that track is what the hype train runs on. So it comes barreling up the hill. Instead of neatly pulling into the station, it comes crashing right through the roof. The disaster unfolds.
Yep.
They are absolutely shit on. So there were Sean and Hello Games, surrounded by the rubble of their former reputation. Punished Sean was at his lowest point, hated by the majority of the gaming community. But they were still alive, and they had made tens of millions of dollars. They were left with two choices. Take the money, start a new project, and be a pariah, a cautionary tale of the industry and hated by the gaming community forever. Or pick themselves up, get back to work, and with potentially no profit motive, finish the game.
It allowed me to do something that I've always done in difficult times, whether it was crappy bosses that I've dealt with before or crappy situations at school growing up. I got my head down, I sat in front of a computer, and I made games, which is what I enjoy.
They picked number 2.
There it is.
Here's the plan. The team is assigned to fixing bugs and the most obvious problems. Go. Sean tells the team to stop reading all the overwhelmingly negative feedback on the game, and he reroutes all of it to his personal devices. Emails, forum posts, Google News alerts, player feedback, it's all going directly to him now. Then he starts breaking that down into data sets. People who haven't bought the game, people who have bought it and played it for 100 hours, people who have returned it, etc. Then he starts compiling those complaints into usable data, focusing on the people with the most sincere experience of the game. Then we start making a big laundry list of all the things that need adding and prioritizing. First thing to fix is that full inventory. Then community mod support. Then a third thing, etc., etc.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and background play.
This is going to take an enormous amount of work to
Yeah,
pull
you
off,
are.
and they're not going to make the same mistake twice.
Yeah, they
so
gotta
they would
lock
need to
in.
sharply adjust their PR strategy.
Yep.
Anything they said right now, an admission of guilt,
I've made a severe...
would be met
Oh
with
my
criticism.
god, no.
Denial. It's not that bad. Would be met with criticism. Corporate speak. Well, we endeavored to make the best game we could, and we are proud of what we have. Would be met with criticism. Half of the problems have been caused by speaking too much. So they were going to do a complete 180. Instead of adding more fuel to the fire, instead of accidentally promising fixes that might also not be delivered, they wouldn't speak to the press again.
Female traits you're talking about, I'd say that's a generalization, but you've used...
They were going to speak to the community directly from now on. So they told the audience they were working on it and went completely silent. 1 day passed.
Isn't it
No
like
word.
3 months?
2 days. A week. Have you heard from Hello Games? They just had this disastrous release. Nope, haven't seen them. I hope they're working on the game. 2 weeks. Dude, are you working on this thing? Just ignore them, just work. 3 weeks. Okay, what the fuck is going on?
WTF, it's locked.
A month. They took the fucking money and ran, didn't they? Didn't say anything, it's not going to help. 2 months. 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months. Here we go.
By now, most people were convinced that the game was abandoned. They had made their money. It's all over.
Nope.
Then, after over 100 days of absolute silence,
here comes
Foundation. The first big patch. It is me, Sean. No, go away, Sean. I am mad at you. It has been too long. But I bring you gifts.
Its accent sucks. It brought base building, new game modes, farming, camps, and freighters, as well as a lot of bug fixes.
You will have to try harder than that, Sean, to win my love back.
They win you
It
back
still
and you
fell
marry
well shy
them.
of the promised game. Too little, too late. So Sean left, returned to his team, and got back to work. A few more months went by, and then another tweet. Pathfinder.
What do we have here?
All these updates are free too.
What the fuck?
Oh, it's you, Sean.
I bring you online base sharing, own multiple starships, starship specialization, multi-tool specialization and classes, permadeath modes, vehicles you can drive around in, and create racetracks for them too with time trials.
Oh my god, she's back.
Look at this.
Okay, that's pretty good. But I'm still mad, and there's still a ton promised that isn't in the game yet.
So Sean went away once more.
They gonna
Few more
come
months
back with
went by.
more and smother you with gifts.
Knock,
Oh, it's you, Sean. What is it now?
I bring you an overhaul to the storyline. New worlds, crashed freighters, space combat, terrain editing, portals, procedural mission system, interstellar trading, and joint exploration. By now, people were really starting to warm to No Man's Sky again, and to Hello Games.
The game has in many ways exceeded what was promised.
It's a substantially better game now.
No Man's Sky is back, baby!
People saw this was an honest effort to fix the game, and the number of employees working on it was growing, from a studio of 15 to 25.
All
Sean Murray and
right.
Hello Games social media also started becoming more active and engaging with the audience. The subreddit was flourishing once more.
Yeah.
The price of the game secondhand on Amazon, eBay, and GameStop was going up. Then a few more months went by. Next, a really big patch.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Holy shit, the planet! I just got goosebumps. Oh no!
To be super clear, No Man's Sky is not fuck that. Here's the full and proper multiplayer
Yes.
experience. Ringed planets, third-person mode, character customization, a galactic atlas on
I'm
an
just
external
giddy.
website
This
for
has
the
got me
community.
giddy.
Vast overhauls
Like, I know
to
I
base
should be saying comments and oh, what a what a place to pause on. I know I should be saying stuff constructive. I don't know feedback, but like I'm just giddy. This just makes me excited. You know, like it's what a redemption story. Look at them lock in and everything working out towards them now.
base building and crafting and resources. And it also brought the game to Xbox. In fact, with the release of Next in July 2018, No Man's Sky was the 6th top-selling console game for the month. It climbed its way back into Steam's top 10. It reached nearly 100,000 concurrent players. It brought another $24 million across all platforms. Their Steam rating went from mixed to very positive. People were getting back on board in a big way. But they weren't done yet. Better creatures, weird underwater
They don't stop.
shit, discoveries in bases and environments and equipment, and it keeps going. New biomes, more diversity, archaeology, more things to discover. By now, Sean and the gaming inspector, personification of the gaming community, had literally patched things up and were making out. Which was when he released his biggest patch to date of this video.
Oh my god, dude!
Free VR support. Not a whole other game you have to pay for, like some titles. Overhauls to NPCs, tech trees, base building, streamlined multiplayer, ride animals around. All sorts of stuff that was never promised in the first place. And they're still adding more stuff.
They won't
Someone
stop.
at Valve, who was a fan of the game, said to me, what you do now is more important than what you say. There's only one thing that's credible, and that's your actions.
In fact, I was so slow to get this video out that they put out another patch the other day. With ship salvaging, ship upgrading, more advanced terrain editing, first-person exocrafts, improved VR, improved base building and inventory management, and quality of life stuff. It goes on. Is it perfect? Technically, there are still things on this spreadsheet missing. But come on now, we're starting to nitpick. Especially when you compare them to relationships with other games companies. They could have gone the route of Fallout 76. Paywall mods with Fallout First, charging a monthly fee, a downward spiral more and more into pay-to-win scraps released without QA testing. But instead, they never added pay-to-win. They never added microtransactions or paid DLC. They never made VR as a second game. They didn't give up on the game or scale their resources back to do it. They didn't come out and call all gamers entitled. They didn't add loot boxes. They didn't start work on the next big project or sequel. They didn't do much of anything except get back to work. And just like that, the game once panned by critics now had awards rolling in.
Your developed star 2019, No Man's Sky, Sean Murray.
No Man's Sky next.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky's next.
No Man's Sky.
And to cap it all off, the subreddit No Man's Sky the Game even got together and pooled money for a GoFundMe to have a billboard installed near the Hello Games offices.
Aw, look at that!
It must have been a harrowing moment for Sean and the team.
I know!
They took a huge risk to start a small studio.
Gambling.
They clawed their way up to create one of the most notable games of the console generation. Disappointed pretty much everyone with the release, and took one of the biggest online beatings in video game history for it.
As a family, post-release, we faced some really difficult challenges. Everything that you can imagine from like the worst of the internet, we hit.
But then over the course of the next 3 years, completely turned it around and came out the other side with a win.
Yep.
It's the underdog story.
Yeah, underdog
and after
story
doing
for sure.
all of this research, I couldn't help but come to the conclusion that they were the good guys.
Okay, come
So
on
what
now.
is the future for Hello Games? In 2017, they announced Hello Labs, a support program focused on original titles and games using procedural generation. Two of the team also branched off to work on a small title called The Last Campfire. But for the foreseeable future, they're just working on No Man's Sky.
Yeah, they still get all the updates. I'm pretty sure they still got updates. I heard. I've seen things where like, oh god, what happened?
Alright, I didn't want to finish the video on like a big sappy note. So, this is the end of the story, but there's still another few minutes.
Okay.
Don't leave. It's not an ad.
What is it?
In 2015, when the hype was at its peak, someone wrote a Sean Murray erotic fanfiction.
No.
And, naturally, I assumed that you lot would want to see it.
No.
So,
No.
here it is. My evening interview at Hello Games.
No.
I arrived at the Hello Games office in
What
the
is
early evening
this?
as the sun was approaching the horizon.
No.
Taking a deep breath, I nervously
I
pressed
don't
the
want to
doorbell.
watch this.
The door opened, and Sean poked his expressive face out to greet me.
I don't want to watch
Hey
this.
you, he exclaimed in his
No.
adorable British
No,
Australian
stop,
accent.
stop,
I'm so happy
stop,
you could make it
stop,
and spend the
stop.
evening with us. I was so happy when I heard you agreed to let
Who's
me come in
this?
for an interview, I said. Oh yeah, the interview. I forgot. He replied with his usual brilliant humor. I laughed. You're so funny, Sean. Let me show you my office. I have a surprise for you, Sean said. He led me to the room where we sat down on a soft vinyl couch. So let me show you the surprise, he said, softly. It's the newest build of the game. We just added some new features. He booted up the game on a PS4 in his office. I stared at his face.
I hate this.
I like your beard. It's sexy, I pretended to say to him in my head to myself.
Is this a
I had a
bad
secret crush on
man?
him.
No.
There was something about his humble demeanor and feeble yet handsome bone structure that was so
Stop.
alluring. So here's the game, he said eagerly. It opened on an alien world just calling out to be explored. I began to sweat. Here it finally was, in front of me in all of its glory, and it was being played by Sean in front of me in all of his glory. I nervously spoke. Could I try playing? I said. Oh, I suppose, of course, he said, chuckling. But another few minutes
I wanna
passed without
die.
him handing me the controls. Sean, I said more confidently, I put my hands on his hands as he gripped the
Oh
controller.
my
He looked me
gosh.
straight in the eyes.
This is not a
I
Boy
stared
Love
deep
series.
into his
Please
beautiful,
stop
glistening
it.
eyes,
Stop
utterly
it.
transfixed. Sure, he said. He let go of the PlayStation controller, still sweaty from his firm grip. But I have another surprise to show you. He stood up. My
Redacted.
he muttered. Yes, please, I said, blushing as red as the treetops of Warrior 5. He grabbed my shoulders, guiding me confidently towards the coffee table, like he confidently guides the Hello Games team towards the game's release. The one true Sean Murray, not that baby-faced loser asshole poser from NCIS.
And
Made
as this
sweet,
guy,
sweet
I
love
did
to me.
stop.
I wasn't sure what I was more excited about.
No!
Finally,
Redacted.
Sean Murray, all finally playing No Man's Sky.
Why is
After
this-
exploring the planet's surface, I entered my spaceship and took off. Just as I left the atmosphere and
hate
burst into
it.
the breathtaking expanse of space,
Redacted.
it was an out-of-world experience.
Why do you have this here? Internet historian. Why?
Oculus Rift support, he uttered sensually. As I turned, I saw Sean's avatar standing before me in a beautiful, procedurally generated spacesuit. Like what you see, he said. It's time, everybody, he shouted. I heard footsteps slowly enter from the cramped office.
No!
I soon saw many spacesuits appear before me in-game. But as they took off their helmets, I realized that they were all the same Sean Murray avatar. I was about to be
Redacted.
by a group of Sean Murrays. But they all had one difference.
No.
The big
No.
Each-
No, we're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. I'm done, internet historian. I know we're done. We're done here. And unsubscribe. I would unsubscribe. Alright. Alright, if I was you, I would. Alright, what is this? What is this? I have... No. No, what is this? I would unsubscribe for myself if I could. What is this? Internet story. You had such a good video, and then you had a fucking... I am... Okay, YouTube. I don't even know what to say. I love redemption stories. I don't know what that was in the end. We're cutting the much of the rest of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. I need to recover from that trauma. See you later, YouTube. Bye bye. My lost souls. I'm traumatized.